going live. You're live.
Greetings from the Queen, your Queen of Ooga Booga, that is. Hi, I'm Sally Diane, and welcome to our YouTube channel, Psychic Sundays Live with Sally Diane and her producer.
Not today.
Not today?
Nope. You don't want to hear what I got to say.
Okay, so we are live, and I am going to need somebody to read all the comments, but I'll tell you a little something about this week. It's been a long week, and I know my producers just totally wore out. We had a live event last night, and it was so exciting. It was at the Queen's Inn. It was our first collaboration, and it was with OGPS Filming, and they've been doing the ghost tours and lock-ins and all kinds of neat stuff for years. And I've been working with them for a couple years now, particularly around the Queen's Inn. And the Queen's Inn has its ghosts, and so we work with the with the guys, and they do the investigations. We've done seances there. Um, I know that we've done some private seances, and they have all the equipment, all the tools. They have the little meters that show you how much activity there is. And when we did the first seance, we did it on camera, and there was me, there was one of the guys from OGPS, there was David Lafort. Um, he will be missed. There was Lynn Stevenson and Wanda Hewer. Whole gang was there, and we were going to put this neat little gadget so the camera could see it, so then it could see the little flashing lights. But as it turned out, no matter where we put it, all around the table, the activity was so high that it was just off the meter everywhere. So we just had to settle for using what's called a medium's trumpet. And what the medium's trumpet does is it gives out these little pings. So when we did the seance, we counted on the medium's trumpet and just let spirit ask yes and no questions. And then after that, they did an investigation on one of the second floor in the area of the Pinckney Suite. And they set up one of this machine. I can't even remember what it's called, but it's called a Frankenbox, and it's something that the spirit can talk to. And it's pretty cool. You turn it on, and every now and then words will come out. It facilitates the spirits being able to talk to us in words. So they had it set up in the Pinckney Suite, and they came in, and there was a psychic. It was her first time, and she was sure she was gung ho for it. But when she walks in the room, the Frankenbox says, "I am Pinckney," and boy howdy, she turned around and ran. But anyhow, I probably shouldn't have told that story. Last night we did a live cast in front of an audience, and they were enthusiastic. Now, it was live cast on the OGPS Facebook page, but we are going to get a copy of it, and we will be posting it on the YouTube channel, Queen of Ooga Booga, so you can enjoy it too. It was a lot of fun. We did mini readings, and we talked about some of the exploration, some of the ghosts, not just of the Queen's Inn, but of Stratford itself. It was a really good time, and we're actually going to be doing another event in November with OGPS. I'm looking forward to that. We're going to do an investigation. Hopefully, they'll bring all their tools. And do we have anybody?
Yeah. Hi, Tanisha.
Hi, Tanisha. Would you like a reading, hon?
1, 2. Hey, now we can hear me. If anybody would like a reading, just type out your questions in the YouTube chat, and we'll take care of you.
Well, yeah. So a little bit more about last night, which it was a lot of fun, and some of the students that were there. I mean, some of the audience was actually former students of mine, and it was really exciting to see them. Some of them I haven't seen since well before the whole COVID-19 thing happened. So, you get to missing everybody. And it was a little hard to keep social distancing. We all wore masks and everything. But boy, I tell you, I wanted to give all those girls a hug. And I know that a lot of you feel the same way. It's nice that we're getting out and we're seeing people that we haven't seen in ages. But it's hard to remember that you have to keep your social distancing. Um, I've noticed that, like last night, some of the familiar threads as through the readings, and you notice as a psychic, sometimes you'll get like 3 questions in a row from people that are in pretty much the same kind of situation. And one of the repetitive themes last night was just powering through this next little bit. It's tense for all of us, it's difficult for all of us. And of course, like with anything in life, there's going to be winners and there's going to be losers. But when there's times like this, it's also a good time to look around and see what kind of opportunities are out there. And it's really, really, really important to keep a positive attitude. They say your attitude determines your altitude, but a positive attitude also helps your immune system, it helps your health, and it just helps you to move forward and get through the day. Anyhow, getting on a little bit of a soapbox. Sorry, people.
Right. See, Tanisha has a question.
Oh, yes, Tanisha.
Will my loan be ready in time to put the down payment on my townhouse?
Okay. Okay, Tanisha, and yes. Yes, 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 yes. Just in the nick of time. Yeah, they're going to let you bite your nails to the last minute on that one. But yes, Tanisha. And go ahead and keep on top of them. And good luck with your townhouse. Tanisha could probably use some of the Happy Home pixie dust I've been making. And I know we did a video on that, it's being produced. And when that comes up, you'll see how you can make your own Happy Home pixie dust. Awesome stuff. You just sprinkle a few grains around and it brings blessings to the whole household. Do we have anybody else there, honey?
I'm looking for a question that I got earlier from somebody.
Oh, okay. Well, I know that last week I said I was going to use my big deck so everyone could see the cards, because I know that the Scapini deck here is a little on the dark side, even though it's my favorite deck. But I'm doing a couple of videos. I've got one done, and I'm going to be doing another one on the one I have done is on the suits and the court cards, and then I'm going to do one on the numbers in the tarot. And I had to have all the cards in order, so they're already in order. And I'm sorry, I really don't want to shuffle them. There's 78 cards. It takes a while to sort them out and put them in order.
Yes, go ahead, Tanisha. Ask as many as you like. After all, nobody else is.
Okay, Tanisha, I'm just going to throw a quick 3 cards just to see just to see where you're at. Okay. Okay, I can see that you're kind of coming out of a bad change kind of situation. I'm seeing a lot of worry, a lot of tension here. But that's short-lived. That's short-lived. By September, things should be settled down for you. Um, positively aspected, do you have a budding romance or a romance that just is might be taking a good turn? Because when I look ahead of you in the next little while, I see lovers games, which is very nice. Um, I also see negatively aspected. There's a man in your life who sees himself as being a bit of an authority figure, and right now he's being a little bit of a Debbie Downer and kind of a pain in your you know what. And he, even though this is somebody you respect right now, you kind of need to let the things he says go in one ear and out the other. It's just you don't need that stress right now. You know, focus in on the lovers games here that are going on. Now, you were going to ask a question. What did you want to know, Tanisha?
I don't know. I don't know. Why are you crossing the focus? Haunting Live wants to know what will the rest of the year be like all over.
Oh, gee.
That's a little too broad of a question to even bother answering.
Well, it's a question. You know, right before the Chinese New Year turned over, I usually look at the year and see what's going on, but for some reason I didn't want to look at this year. But right when we got to close to the Chinese New Year, I looked at it and I could only get two words about 2020. It sucks. And I hope I can say that on YouTube because it does. And when I tell people you got to power through this, you got to power through this. You know, count on people being on their worst behavior. This is a year of change, and the steel rat just doesn't bring change. And it's hard to deal with them. Well, you know, think about rats as animals, or you know, when they're a bad pest, they're a really bad pest. And right now, that's the kind of year we have. I wish I could be more positive about it, but it will be over soon. You know, it's you know 5 months sounds like a long time, but it was 5 months, 6 months. I know it seems like a long time, but we've already lived through 6 months of it. We can do the next six.
Charlotte is trying to get pregnant. And she just wants to know how much longer it's going to take, and you know.
I'll look at that, Charlotte, but I've got to. I just get one word, and I have to say it before I shuffle the cards. The word I get when you want ask about getting pregnant is why. I don't know why that word comes out, but it's the one word that sticks in my mind. So maybe you need to examine your reasons. But it's not up to me to say. I just had to get that out there. So now we'll look at Charlotte and pregnancy. You know, Charlotte, you can what I think I'm looking at here, because the main crux of the situation, you got Hierophant. Hierophant talks about doing things, um, seeing society kind of authorities. And in this case, I think we're looking at seeing the doctor. And the reason I say that is because the positive aspect here is the Seven of Cups, which is it's kind of a card of confusion, but it's a watery card. And I think that's telling me that you might have, you know, an issue, but it can be dealt with. So have the doctor check you out and find out if you got a little endometriosis happening or something along those lines, because it feels like it's fixable. And when I looked at along your path, I think that you're just not far. There are better things ahead of you, so be positive, even on days when you can't see around the bend.
I just want to remind everybody that Sally is not a doctor or medical professional. Any medical advice she gives you is
Just what the tarot card
for
says.
entertainment purposes only.
That is absolutely correct.
If you have a concern about your health, please go see a medical professional. Oh, hang on a second. There was somebody else. Tanisha.
Oh, hi.
Her life's falling apart.
Oh, poor Tanisha.
No, I'm kidding, Tanisha. She just broke up with someone.
Yeah, so that's why you're worrying about it.
She's expecting some money from somewhere, and she wants an update on that. It's in the mail. Canada Post is 7 to 15 days behind.
Oh, gee. Now, Tanisha, before I turn over the cards, I want to say that whoever you broke up with, don't go back and don't give that person power. Do not give that person power and do not respond. I think you got something a little sour there. Oh. And I can see why you're so nervous, because you're in this in-between world, but you're also in a healing space. And sometimes healing doesn't always feel good. You know, like I was in a lot of pain with my knee, and then I got a knee replacement. Well, let me tell you what, for the first 4 weeks after that knee replacement, boy, howdy, was I in some pain. But I did the exercise and worked my way through it, and now I am pain-free for the first time in years. And the whole point of that little anecdote is sometimes you just have to, give yourself time to heal. Having said that, they're giving me a period of 5, and I think we're talking more about 5 weeks and 5 months.
Hi, Princess.
Yeah, you're just still dealing with some ragged emotions, but despite all that, you are moving forward. So just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Things will work themselves out. The light at the end of the tunnel this time really is the light at the end of the tunnel. It's not an oncoming train. Oh, did Francis have a question?
Princess wants to know if her friend Joa, hang on, let me reread this, Princess, so I'm not messing it up. Princess wants to know how her first meeting with somebody named Joa will go, and if she will make a good first impression, and it would be next month. You're welcome, Tanisha. Tell your friends.
Okay. Okay. How well can you see this card?
You can't.
No, that's too bad. The card, the very center card, is the Lovers. He's as nervous as you are. Okay, and that's kind of good because you're on equal playing ground here. There is a good connection here. There is something magnetic. So there is a spark. Let's see where it goes. So far, so good.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah. She's got the Lovers, the World, and the Sun. Yeah, this should go well for you. Just just remember that right before you go out the door, always look in the full length mirror. They say a full length mirror is the greatest accessory you can have. And Coco Chanel says that once you're all dressed and polished and everything, you should look at yourself and take one item off. Like maybe take off a necklace or a scarf or something like that. That's just what Coco Chanel says. Okay. Good luck to you.
If anybody has any questions, go ahead and ask them. Type them out.
Well, I've got a question for everybody out there. I know some of you people are local. We've got a problem with glasses. And we had a pair of glasses that got sat upon and the hinges got bent. And so I'm wondering, what do you do for that? Can it be bent back? Can the hinges be replaced? Can we fix it? Does anybody know about eyeglasses? Okay, well, I'll tell you guys more about last night because I had 5 of my students there, and my producer helps me with the workshop. So all of my students know my producer, and so we're sitting around. He's not even there. He's off in the other side of the room. And who do you think the students are talking about and asking about? And it's talking about what a nice voice my producer has.
Well, I'm glad somebody likes it.
Yeah, you got a fan club there, buddy. It's okay, I remember.
Over the years, I've gotten used to the sound of my voice. Working in audio production definitely helps with that.
But you do have a nice voice. Whoops.
Joanne is wondering about her love life. Joanne, your love life is wondering about you.
Oh my. So Joanne's love life. Oh, let's see how personal we can get here. Okay. Wow. Joanne, always remember that the women should be in charge. Don't hear me here, but what I'm seeing with your love life is it looks like it's coming together good. And there's a reminder that's not just the other person, but it's the families and the friends. So this is talking about something long-term coming together on your own a while, that you know yourself a little bit better. There's a bit of wisdom and experience there that you bring to the table. And it's reminding you of that because with your love life, every rose has its thorn. And it looks like your rose might be a little heavy-handed. He might be a little controlling. But the hermit tells me that you can keep this in check. It's not too bad. So yeah, it looks like you're doing well. Just remember that it's friends and family too.
For her love life?
Well, yeah. Well, love life, a relationship isn't just because the relation the spread was about a relationship. Okay. And it's showing me that a relationship is coming together because you've got the 4 of Wands right there, and in my 4 of Wands, it's 4 different people, hands joined together in celebration. And the idea is it's not just when you're in a relationship, it's not just the 2 of you, it's your friends and your family. So it's the whole shebang, and this is what's coming together for you. So don't be afraid to climb into the driver's seat, so to speak.
Joanne, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. And I know that there's quite a few of you. The first one coming up, which is already in the can, so to speak, is on the suits and the court cards, and so it gets into the cups, the wands, the swords, and the pentacles, and what each suit means in general. And then we focus in on the court cards, because the court cards in the tarot are a little tricky, because sometimes they're person, and the other one that's coming up is going to be the numerology in the tarot, where I'll be putting together the numbers in the suits to give you, sort of a little formula to help you figure out what the cards mean, over and above just interpreting the pictures and yeah, connecting with the pictures. What's everybody's favorite deck? I know I've had a number of decks over the years. My favorite deck for a while now has been the Medieval Scapini deck, which is the one that I have here. And of course, everybody's got the Rider Waite deck, which we'll start using next week. And it's a bigger deck, so you'll be able to see the artwork. Pamela Coleman Smith did some really beautiful drawings for those cards. I also have the Toth deck, and the Toth deck is a little different from the tarot deck, and the imagery was done by Aleister Crowley and Lady Frida Harris, and it's a little darker, but it's still a very interesting deck and full of symbology. Anybody else got a favorite deck?
Well, let's see.
Oh,
Hi, Scorpio. Tanisha likes her Rider Waite deck.
yeah. Well, that's a classic deck. It was the first deck I got, and that was back in the, gosh, 50. Yeah, it was back in the late 60s, early 70s, dating myself a bit, but I love the imagery too. The lady that did the pictures, Pamela Coleman Smith, she got a lot of guidance from Sir Edward Waite as far as the major arcana and the court cards, but the minor arcana, the ace through tens, he just told her, basically gave her an idea of what the card meant and let her come up with the imagery. So anytime you look at one of the minor arcana cards, you're actually looking at Pamela Coleman Smith's work. And I know you've noticed that the robes and that just seem like they're flowy and watery, and that's because she had it was the school of art that she studied, and it was studying art not just as a pictorial thing, but also as a flow and almost like music. I know that her work looks a little fairy tale like, and she was actually an illustrator in the Victorian times for fairy tale books. I've seen some of the other stuff she did, and she won some awards. That's how she managed to get the commission for the Rider Waite deck. And there's 78 cards, and all those pictures are beautiful. 78 pictures, all of them a home run, and she did that in 6 months. And anybody who's out there who's a drawer can appreciate that, to come up with ink and watercolor pictures, 78 of them in 6 months, is pretty impressive.
Scorpio likes her Gilded Tarot, which we're also a fan of. That's a very nice deck.
Oh yeah, it's got some very interesting color to it. Now, when you first got the deck, did you have trouble shuffling it? Because I find that sometimes those cards that have the gold edges to them, like the not just Gilded Tarot, but the Illuminati, also.
Yeah, they were fresh. And Haunting Lime's very fond of their Gay Tarot because it's very bright.
It is. That was the one that he used last night. I had I had my Scapini deck with me, and he had the gay tarot, and it's very interesting imagery. And all the time, every time he was doing a reading, I'm just over there looking at the cards because I haven't had a good look at that deck yet, and it looks at things from a very interesting perspective. And again, really, really, really nice drawings.
At the moment, we don't have any questions. So let's tell them about some other stuff.
Okay, so
The plan for the future with the Sunday Night Live show, once we get all the technical issues figured out, is to do a live call in show via Skype. So it will be just like the old Psychic Sunday radio show, except this time you get to see Sally.
oh yeah, I'll tell you that was fun. That was fun times doing Psychic Sundays, and that was from 6 to 9, I think. No, was it 3 hours? It's either 2 hours or three. I think it was 3 hours because it was a really long show, and you usually for an AM station, and it was AM in Cambridge, Ontario. We get callers a lot. We had a pretty good audience, and I'd get the other psychics in, like Bruce Meyer. Oh, Bruce Meyer was awesome. the Bruce Meyer, he was one to speak his mind, and he didn't always mince words, and he sometimes might have needed a little bit of a censor, but we all appreciate it. We all loved him, and so I was sitting here and Bruce was sitting there, and there was kind of a turnaround, and the soundboard was there, and Early Shirley, who was a DJ, ran the soundboard while me and Bruce had our interview, and then we started getting the calling questions. Well, on the soundboard, there's this red button because when we broadcast, it's delayed 7 seconds in case one of us uses a naughty word or something, and if something like that happens, they hit the red button and it goes live. So it drops 7 seconds and it just goes to commercials as quick as possible. Well, we get the first call, and I can't remember what the lady's question was, but Bruce says something about walking and chewing gum and farting at the same time. And Early's hand went right out to that red button. And every time I ever had Bruce on the radio show from then on, Early's hand was always right close to that red button.
Oh, that's right. Fart is one of the 7 words you can't say.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, no, that's still banned.
oh no. Oh, sorry, I said fart. Oh, I said it again.
For anybody that doesn't get the reference there, George Carlin had a bit, 7 words that are banned from radio and television. And they were really quite nice common words. Some of them you were really surprised by. And of course, then he added words to that, making up things that you wish he hadn't. I can highly recommend you watch any and all of his shows. Chris, now that he's 46, wants to know about the number 11.
Year, which means his annual cycle is 11. 4 plus 7 equals 11. So 11 is what they call a master number. It's the first master number, 11, 22. And 11 is kind of the highest vibration of the number 2. So it talks about getting in, things to bring into balance in your life. Or you can go the full 11, and that means get in touch with some of the more higher goals that if you push yourself as far as energies go, you can probably open up quite a few doors this year.
Welcome everybody that's watching and is not chatting with us yet. If you have any questions, just go ahead and ask. We'll do the best we can to get them answered for you. And tell your friends about us. Let's see if we can get more people coming for next week.
Oh yeah, share with your friends, share with your family, Share with strangers, coworkers. Share with your enemies and make them friends. Tell everybody about your Queen of Ooga Booga. And remember, while you're here, subscribe.
And ring that bell icon so you know when we've got a new video up.
Yes, and there will be a few coming up this over the next couple of weeks. So I'll tell you guys another story, and this is from when I worked at my when I had the reading room here in Stratford, and I was working through the magic box, and there was this lady who came in, and she'd come in quite often. I think that she was probably on a restricted budget because she'd come in, she'd buy a stick of incense, which is fine. She was enjoying the experience, she was enjoying the shop, she was enjoying the banter. It was wonderful, and she always had a big smile on her face. She's a wonderful person. And one day she came in, and she had the amount of a reading in her hand, and I was a little concerned, so I had a talk with her. And she absolutely had saved and planned and budgeted, and she wanted a reading. And I felt like she had every right in the world to have a reading. I mean, if I thought that she just was spending her grocery money on something, I'd politely suggest she wait. But we go into the room, and we start the reading, and I can feel the spiritual presence in the room. And it's this little old Scottish man, and he's just poking around and poking around and poking around. And I found him a little bit annoying, but that's just me. And so I finally looked at her and said, would you happen to have like an old Scottish man, maybe a grandfather or something that's passed? And she goes, oh yeah, that's my grandfather. What does he say? Well, man, as soon as she said that, he turned around and gave me an earful about taking her money and about what his opinion of this whole thing was. And I listened to everything he had to say, and then I kept my eyes on toward him, and I said to her, your grandfather says he loves you very much, and sometimes he's concerned about people taking advantage of you. And he wasn't happy about that, but he stayed for the rest of the reading and just kept poking around the room. And toward the end of the reading, he finds these little pods of pixie dust that I'd made up for the shop. And he points to him and he goes, you're going to give her some of these, aren't you? I go, oh, yeah. So I gave her some of that. I gave her some crystals. She was happy. But I thought that was the neatest thing. He was so cute.
Hi, AP. AP wants to know if there will be a reconciliation between Aaron and herself. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, well, this is a little lighter card. Oh, yeah, that one you can see. The Two of Cups. So, yeah, picture's worth 1,000 words. The answer to your question is yes. And it looks like there's happiness on both sides. But we've got to look at the negative and the positive, too, because you can't just get back together and not fix the problem and expect that it's not going to come back. Einstein once said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over again and expecting different results. So let's see. Okay. I think that, am I dealing with two very opinionated people here? Because it seems like it is right there, but there's a reminder that there's a lot of passion here, And I think that one of the things that happens sometimes is one will take something very seriously and the other won't. And sometimes, even if you don't think something's serious in a relationship, if the other person thinks it's serious, it's serious. But that's a great card to get. So, yes, yes, Aaron.
For all day.
Yeah. So, where did the tornadoes touch down? Does anybody know? So, they wouldn't have a tornado warning unless one touched down. Isn't that the way it works? A tornado warning means a tornado has been spotted, where a tornado watch means that the or do I have that uh, upside down?
I don't know.
What's the difference between the watch and the warning?
The watch means keep an eye out for it. The warning is that, yeah, hey, you got something coming your way.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So. But I'm pretty sure this morning was the warning because everybody's cell phone went off. I'm glad my producer was in the room because for these kind of warnings, he's got an air raid siren, and every time that thing goes off, it just
Actually, those warnings are completely uncontrollable. It's what the sound is, volume is. Couldn't even turn them off,
okay.
which is fine.
Oh yeah,
I'm one of the many that don't get upset when there's an Amber Alert at 4 in the morning either.
yeah. I don't see a good reason to get. Yeah, I think that I'm with you on that one.
It's for the kids, folks. It's for the kids.
Well, yeah, you know,
So just put yourselves in the kids' shoes.
yeah,
Pretend you're 10 and you got kidnapped by somebody you know.
yeah.
Now it's 8 hours later and you have no idea what's going on.
Okay, do we have any questions?
No tornadoes in Michigan, at least where in the sticks where Eva lives.
Yeah, how high is the corn out there?
All right, all right. Well,
So Eva, welcome. I'm. It's good to see you. Do you think you're going to be here for the November event?
do. Well,
You know that should be a lot of fun. There's going to be a dinner, and yours truly will be one of the speakers, as well as Chris from OGPS Filming, and he'll talk about some of his experience with paranormal investigation. And hopefully, we'll have one more guest coming in. We haven't signed the dotted line, so to speak. So we're not going to announce that, but it'll be the first weekend in November, and it'll be Friday night. There'll be a dinner, and with speakers, and of course meet and greet afterwards. And then the following day there'll be all day workshops, and I will be holding a workshop. Wanda Hewer will be holding a workshop, and Chris will be holding a workshop. So it'll be all day with of course a break for you to go around and explore Stratford. It's a wonderful city. And then in the evening, we are going to have a seance. Ooh. I am really looking forward to that. The seances that we have at the Queen's Inn are usually nice and eventful. Not that we have things flying around the room yet, but it comes pretty close.
Yeah. Ayla is planning on being there, and something is as high as an elephant's eye. Like something I wasn't paying attention to, obviously.
Oh, I asked how high the corn was.
How high the corn?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you, Eva.
The corn is as high as an elephant's eye. It's going to be a good crop.
It must be smoking some real good stuff. Well, if the corn is high.
Oh, gotcha.
And we know it was taking much worse drugs for children of the corn.
Oh, my goodness. Well, we have a visitor.
Hi, Felix.
Hello, oh, yeah. You guys could see his tail here. No, they can't even see his tail.
No, I can't even see his tail.
Oh, my little ever shedder. He's such a good boy.
Yes.
Okay.
The breed he is, it is an Evershedder breed. It's called Dragonfly Seahorse.
He's 1/4 collie, and so 1/4 collie, 1/4 Labrador, 1/4 German Shepherd, and 1/4 poodle.
So he can swim, but he just doesn't want to.
Not even a little bit. And he's also kind of freaked out by the backyard. I think that might be because we have like a lot of rabbits living underneath our backyard, but he'll actually go around the perimeter of the yard when he needs to do his duty. And even if we throw his best toy out there, he will not go there unless one of us is with him.
Well, that's quite all right there. The raccoon picked the fight yesterday. He'll be back. I'll be waiting. I have to acknowledge you, but saying that right now, it's crapped out so many times that technology sucks. I am so over technology.
Yeah, it's been an experience.
Yes, Felix is the mascot. Sorry, mascot.
Absolutely.
If some of you might have a hard time understanding me, it's because I speak English with an accent. I also hear English with an accent. Well, Sally, pull a card, any card.
Pull a card, any card?
Yeah.
For who?
Let's see. For the show. How's that? Pull a card for the show.
For the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many viewers do we get next Sunday?
Next Sunday? That's interesting. Let's see. I'm not really getting figures here. Felix. I don't know. It looks like we might end up with 40 or 50 while we're here. I know that for some of the YouTube channels out there, it's not a lot, but for us, it is right now. You know, we might feel different a month or two up the road after everybody has told everybody about the Queen of Ooga Booga. But right now we're small and we have a small audience, and I'm so appreciative of the people I see week after week that come back and visit us. And I know that I've had some people who've come down to the spa near the tracks and make appointments with me from the YouTube channel, and I'm very appreciative of that. And any of you that are in the Stratford area or will be in the Stratford area, I do readings out of the spa by the tracks, and I offer a 25, 55, and 75-minute reading. And I'm not sure what the price is because we just adjusted the price. We were just offering a 25 and a 55-minute reading, but we've added a longer reading because so many people asked for a longer reading. Anyhow, I hope that you come and visit me there.
You know the thing you do when you lose to something you were holding on? I'm doing that right now. Where's that thing I was holding?
In your hand?
No, it's not the thing. That's a different thing.
Oh, okay. Oh, dear.
Yeah, oh dear is right.
Okay.
Well, what's going on?
Okay. So, everybody look for some of the upcoming videos. We'll still have the video on the water pie, which actually there's an update on the water pie. I made it again, only I made it with coconut sugar. And I'm telling you guys, make it with coconut sugar. It's expensive and it needs to be sifted first, but the coconut sugar and the water pie is so good. It's just got such a nice toffee flavor to it. And you sprinkle a little salt on top and like your salt caramel.
Felix has let me know that he's been being ignored.
Can they see the tail here?
Sometimes. Sometimes.
He's got such an expressive face. He's got a collie face, right? And I actually have a picture on my Facebook page of when I actually put eyebrows on him. Because when you talk to him, his eyebrows go up and down like that. And he looked really funny with eyebrows. Anyhow, and he knows I'm talking about him. And now he's all excited. That's what we get.
Ichikabuchi.
Oh, no.
It's a word that doesn't exist, and he goes crazy for it.
Yeah, that was Ichikabuchi. I grew up with 7 brothers and sisters. And whenever anybody had a sneeze, when you have to sneeze, you make the weird faces. Well, brothers and sisters being brothers and sisters, right? As soon as somebody started making a face, we'd yell, Ichikabuchi! And it made them stop the sneeze. It was actually pretty funny.
It is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Sally tried using that on me for years and years. I finally told her, it doesn't work for me because I don't have that same childhood memory.
Ichikabuchi was great. I used to think that safety
Ava,
was our personal one, but
Ava,
that found out
that's
the whole
a
world.
big fat no on a cat that I'm allergic to the point where I stop breathing. Will we get another storm like today in Ontario?
Oh,
Yes,
oh yeah.
definitely. Will it be tomorrow or next week? I'm not going to tell you that. Let it be a surprise. The meteorologist will let us be a surprise all the time. Alexa, what's the temperature? 23.
Right now, it's 23 degrees Celsius.
Damn, it actually is 23.
Low of 18 degrees.
And then when I get outside, it's like 35. She sucks at the weather.
I think you're going to find over the next 8 weeks, which is right through the middle of September, there's going to be quite a few storms. It's just going to be an exceptionally stormy summer and an exceptionally wet summer.
Stormy and wet, but we're gonna the clear parts are gonna be nothing but sun beating down on you, giving you skin cancer.
Yeah. Well, it basically says that you need the rain too to keep everything in balance.
All right.
And that's what Felix thinks about storms.
What are you doing? Anyhow.
We're encouraging him.
No, Eva, even if it wasn't a hairless cat, no. I've seen hairless cats, and definitely no. Felix will probably try to eat that. It looks like a rat. He tries to eat chihuahuas because they look like rats.
No, he tries to eat chihuahuas because he does not like chihuahuas.
Because they look like rats. Oh yeah, I'm getting a lot of hate mail on that one.
Oh my goodness.
And I will love all of it. Hate mail. It's fun. It's invigorating. Write some.
Send hate mail. Come on, you guys are my original subscribers. I know you won't do that to me.
Okay, you've been shuffling those cards for a while.
Yes, I have. Well, the last question I got up, and there's 2 videos on the tarot, and there's also the video on the water pie, which we're still working on that one, and the video on the pixie dust.
There's a video for the water pie?
Yeah, there was a video on the water pie.
For the first one. Okay, apparently I'm not aware of some things here. That happens. I lose track of things all the time. It must be because I'm getting old. 50 in October.
The big 5-0.
5-0, yeah. At which point I will expect you to say sir. Up until then, it's a little off-putting. Sir, I wonder who she's talking to. Oh, no, that's me. For the weekly palm reading show, all you have to do is send us pictures of both your palms from the wrists to the fingertips. Make sure we can see that thumb too. Don't overstretch the hand. Nice and relaxed, a nice relaxed position. It's not an exam. And you want to email those to queenofoogaboga@gmail.com. And if you don't know how to spell Queen of Ooga Booga, it's plastered all over our stuff. OOGABOOGA. And yeah, around here we pronounce it Ooga Booga, but you pronounce it any way you like.
Yes. Pronounce it any way you like because I am your queen of Ooga Booga.
And I suppose at some point soon we're starting to have to do some Ooga Boogering. Which is not the same as Ooga Boogering.
Well, I was actually talking to Trevor from OGPS, and they are getting various items in for order for their fans, and I think that in the future, not right now, but in the future, we might offer Queen of Ooga Booga t-shirts because I think everybody should be a Queen of Ooga Booga, don't you? So anyhow, with that, we're going to wind it up. Thank you to everybody who has tuned in. Tune in next week, and for the Queen of Ooga Booga, make sure that you subscribe and share. Tell everybody about me. Those of you in the Stratford area, remember to call the spa by the tracks, the spa near the tracks, for a reading with your Queen of Ooga Booga, Sally Diane. We also offer readings via Skype and Facebook Live. And all you have to do is send in a request to the Queen of Ooga Booga @gmail.com, and we'll get in touch with you and set up a reading. Okay, and until next week.
The phone number for the spa near the tracks is 519-272-1293. The phone number is 519-272-1293. And you can also contact them at www.thespanear.ca.
Thank you to everybody, and farewell. Have a great week from your Queen of Ooga Booga.
Bye-bye.
All right.